How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the homestead. I woke up and it was 8 degrees this morning, so a little chilly. And that was kind of the inspiration for this video, because all the gear that I'm wearing right now came from my surplus store. So this video is going to be about 5 different categories of gear to look out for in your local surplus store. It's not just going to be talking about clothes or guns. We're going to talk about a whole lot of different stuff, so you may want to stay tuned. Even if you don't have one local to you, you can find a lot of this stuff on eBay. And while I said it's not all going to be about clothes, that's number 1, clothes. Whether you're looking for hunting gear, camping gear, or cold weather gear, it's probably going to be there, and it's probably going to be affordable too. This coat, which was made the 310th day of 1970, by the way, cost me $27 with the liner. Schmog, about $5. The camo lined winter pants, the cold weather pants, another $25. I'm completely warm right now, you guys. I'm not cold at all, and once again, it's 8 degrees out. Let's also not forget the wonderful wool GI beanies. These things used to be $8, and they went to $9, and now I think they're like $12. But honestly, even if they were $20, these things are incredibly warm, 100% wool, fit me wonderfully well. They also have Jeep caps, I think they're called, with like a little visor. Cost about the same. I don't like those as much because I don't like the visor kind of digging into my forehead, but yeah, these things are great. This whole outfit, I love it. If you watch the channel a lot, you'll see this jacket almost every single video if I could wear it. If it's cold enough, this thing's on me. We also have a new addition to the homestead. This three-legged freak is named Misty, and she is Sven's best friend. Before we move on to the next category, I want to compare my beloved cold weather camo jacket to a Carhartt. Not just any Carhartt, but this is what I believe is the Sherpa Carhartt. It's really nice for what Carhartt is. This thing was over $100 if I remember correctly. I could basically buy 5 of these for one of these. So that's point number 1, the price. Number 2, pockets. Yes, that's an important thing. This has 4 square pockets, 2 on the chest, 2 on the stomach. This also has, if I remember correctly, 4 pockets. It does. I don't like the top pockets though. These don't really fold inside like that, if you could see. The lip, the cover, doesn't fold into the pocket. I like that on this jacket because on the top left pocket, I like to toss my phone in there. That way I could listen to music, listen to podcasts while I work. And then if I need to grab it, just go in and grab it. I don't need to deal with the buttons and deal with the snaps and two-hand. No, just grab the phone. The other thing that I like, and this one is probably more pertinent for a lot of people, comfort. This thing feels stiff. I've owned 2 different Carhartts. This is obviously my second one. And it just still feels super stiff. I wore this for about a year straight, at least during the cold seasons, and it never really loosened up. It never felt like it was fit to me right. It always just felt stiff, like I was putting on a board. This thing, now it could be because it's over 50 years old, this thing, oh man, ooh man, it's super comfy, really comfy. And the other thing I love about this thing, if I need it off of me, I could toss it off super fast. Couple different points there. I want to go over what's inside this jacket as well. Now, the bottom pockets, I just keep random miscellaneous stuff. Like right now, I have Misty's leash, a pen, and I think that's it. Top left, like I said, I put my phone in there. Top right, that is what I call my oh shit pocket. And that's where I keep not only a backup knife, my wonderful Kershaw folder that I talked about in my EDC video, keep another pen. This one doesn't move, it always stays on that pocket, just in case I need one. Bet you guys can guess what I'm going to pull out next. Tourniquet, set up for one-handed application, of course, naturally. And then not 1, but 2 MRE toilet papers, because number 1, you're never going to go without toilet paper again, and number 2, That's fire starter right there. That's tinder. As well as a Bic lighter wrapped in some duct tape. More fire starter right there. And last but not least, a very nice ferro rod. This one happens to be on a 30-06 casing, and these are made locally somewhere over in Washington. I don't remember exactly where, but a couple hours from me, so supporting small business and getting a really nice product in as well. Obviously, I do understand that eventually, through enough use, this ferro rod is going to separate from the bullet casing, but got some duct tape on here, so if it does fall off, just wrap it in duct tape. There's a little handle for you. I'm going to stop rambling about my wonderful jacket, and I think it's time to move on to the other pieces of gear. Category number 2, nylon. Not just mag holders, not just canteen holders, but what about a sheath for your hatchet? Just got to look around a little bit. Or, can't afford a plate carrier, can't afford a chest rig? What about a bandolier with 3 mags? This thing was $8, by the way. Go look in your surplus store, people. And you could also have a little bit of imagination when you go in there. You're not going to get a 40mm grenade launcher anytime soon, at least not most of us. So a dual 40mm pyrotechnics pouch might not seem appealing. But what if I told you that you could turn that into not just a tourniquet holder, but also, drumroll please, a mag pouch. This could be a dual pistol mag pouch, or as I have it set up here, 1 pistol, 1 tourniquet. The only thing that you have to do is you have to seal off, not all the way, you don't want to seal it off completely, the bottom right here. You see that hole? It's just a little bit too big, and through walking and going through the forest, eventually the magazine can fall out. Ask me how I know. Also ask me how I know that if you close it up, you could use this as a dual pistol mag pouch. Gotta use your stuff, gotta know its limitations. But this is just one of the many examples out there of things that you can convert from their original intended purpose to suit a purpose that you might need. The third thing you may want to look out for, ammo. Whether it's an oddball milsurp caliber or a more popular caliber, there's a chance your surplus store might have it in stock. During the height of the ammo craze, which let's face it, is still going on, but at the peak, when all the main places you would go to find ammo were completely sold out and had been for weeks, the surplus store had some. I don't know why, why that was the last place to sell out of ammo, but it was. And it's not like the prices were any higher than the other places. It's just one of those spots that people didn't think to look. So if you haven't checked your local surplus store for ammo, you may want to give that place a shot. And number 4, MREs. Of course, these are a staple of every single milsurp store across the US, probably across the planet. Shelf life of anywhere from 5 to 7 years, though of course you can find videos of people on YouTube eating MREs from like the 80s and beyond. Don't even want to think about how those things taste. But what if you don't want the full-size MREs? You can typically find just the paired out field stripped MREs. You can find the individual pieces. Whether you just want an entree, you just want the side, you want to get some of that awesome cheese spread or some of that strawberry jam, or maybe you want to stock up on some of those heaters, because one heater typically isn't enough to warm up one of these meals, especially in cold temperatures. So you may want to pick up a couple loose heaters, which at least at the surplus store that I frequent, they have a plethora of. So that's number 4, MREs and the accessories they come with. I saved the most overlooked part of the surplus store for last, that being the books. Every single surplus store I've been to always has a section with books, and yet it is the most overlooked in the entire surplus store. I've never seen anyone looking at the books in these places, and yet they're full of knowledge. You want to learn how to tie some knots? It's there. You want some old military field manuals? They got them. How are you going to take care of your animals if you don't have a vet around? They got that book, and tons more. Cookbooks, books on how to take care of your firearms. And if you're like me and you're prepping for some sort of an SHTF post-collapse world, you're not going to be able to hop on Google and say, hey, how do I tie that knot? you should probably have a prepper library. And a good place to look for prepper books is the surplus store. Now, I'm not the most avid reader in the world. If you know me personally, you definitely know that. But I always like to keep around some books in case I can't access the internet, which does happen from time to time. So, number 5, the book section. Don't overlook it. That's going to wrap this video up, you guys. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments, and please share this video with someone you think also might enjoy it. YouTube doesn't really like to share my content around, especially stuff like this, for obvious reasons. So if you would do so, I would really appreciate it. If you like the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you haven't done so already. Leave a comment if you have any questions or comments. And with that, thank you for watching. Think for yourself, shoot straight, and I will see you next time.